Much. Continuing on the program, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving right along on this exciting program. I asked this Toastmaster to describe a situation where she was pranked or tricked. And what was her reaction? She said to me, Toastmaster Thomas, if someone pranks me, they better be ready for the reaction because it may not be nice. Ladies and gentlemen, continuing our education program this evening, we have the presenter of our Tuesday tips, none other than a phenomenal lady, DTM, Nakera Seminet. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome those DTM Seminet.
Good evening, good evening. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. It is my honor and pleasure to serve on your slate. Today, I will talk to you very briefly around for Tuesday's tips on interviewing. And the focus today, particularly on the heels of the announcement of our impending club elections, and those members who in today's business session have already nominated and volunteered themselves to run for office so admirably, we will speak today about what to do when you are the interviewee. So today we're going to focus on all things being interviewed. And I really want to start this discussion with you this evening by saying, as a part of any process where you are interviewing, you are being interviewed, you are selling yourself. You are not merely applying or interviewing for a job or a role, but you are putting yourself at the forefront and you are selling yourself to accommodate a specific purpose. In selling yourself, fellow Toastmasters and guests, one of the first things that you should seek to do is know your why. We speak a lot in Toastmasters about your why, and in an interview is no different. Why are you interviewing? Why are you submitting yourself for office? Why do you believe you are the ideal candidate for the position that you may be applying for? Know why. What then, after your why, can you contribute to the position that you are applying for? What will you bring to the table? What do you have to offer? And so as a part of the process, fellow Toastmasters and guests, you need to then also seek to understand the role for which you are being interviewed. What are the dynamics of the role? What skills or qualities does the role call for? How do you fit the requirements of the role? Distinguished Toastmaster Bridget Strapp spoke about the Club Leadership Handbook. And for all those persons who are seeking to run for office and will have to undergo not only presenting an application, but an interview process with the distinguished committee, I suggest that you understand the role for which you are applying and seek to establish responses that communicate, one, your awareness of the role in its entirety. The committee will not be seeking to have you repeat verbatim what is in the club handbook, but more so, what is your understanding of the role and the deliverables of the role and how you can execute on those deliverables. When you are being interviewed, it is paramount that you demonstrate confidence. How do you demonstrate confidence? What should you be able to do to demonstrate confidence? And this is whether you are in person or virtually. Confidence is something that can be felt. And to demonstrate your confidence, you want to start by maintaining eye contact. You don't have to pierce someone in the eyes nonstop, but you want to be able to demonstrate that you have a strong control of yourself and that you are confident enough to look someone in the eye. Watch your body language. That also demonstrates confidence. Maintain a calm, comfortable, but not casual position during your interview. Watch your speech. Control your pitch. Use proper English as best as possible, and make sure that you know how to really articulate what it is you are trying to say to your interviewer. Smile. You want to be pleasant and give a pleasant and engaging demeanor. Notice I said smile and not giggle. Giggling, on the other hand, can give the impression that you actually lack confidence and that you are pretty much trying to compensate for those areas of nervousness that may be coming through in the interview. And so a very strong caution, fellow Toastmasters and guests, against giggling unnecessarily, particularly in your interview. Another critical component when you are being interviewed is to actively listen. Actively listen and answer what is being asked, not what you think should be asked or what you think you heard. If you are unclear on the question, seek clarity. Consider your panel, your interviewing panel, and when you are responding to the question, do so truthfully. Be emotionally intelligent. Make sure you're not losing your panel. Make sure they're not becoming distracted by a long, boring response or one that seems disingenuous. People do not need a makeup story. We want to see and hear from you authentically. Present to the interviewing panel your true, authentic self, and that is the best tool that you can use to sell yourself to the panel. Tie back your responses to the questions to relatable scenarios. What have you done during your time in 7178 or Toastmasters in general that you can tie back as a story to sell what it is you're saying to the panel? So if the panel says to you, Toastmaster Valentine Thomas, tell me why you believe that you are a suitable vice president of membership for Club 7178. You can say to the panel something like, I have served on the committee before. Even prior to my time on executive office, I have volunteered myself for service as a committee member of the membership committee. I welcome guests when they come into the club. I am comfortable and familiar with facilitating interviews, and I am quite aware that that is an integral part of being the vice president of membership. And so you want to make sure that as you respond, you are responding in a manner that demonstrates, again, understanding of the role and demonstrating to the committee how you will add value to the role and also execute in a manner that is consistent with the expected deliverables of the club. Have concise and focused responses, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Don't run on. Answer the question and stop. We don't need the long, drawn-out responses in selling yourself for the role. Again, please focus on the question. Even as you are selling yourself, it is important that you refrain from negativity. Even as you talk about what you want to accomplish in the role during your time, refrain from talking about what someone else may not have done or what someone else could have been better, though, or done better. Those responses give the impression that you are attacking someone and not necessarily leading or lending towards a collaborative team environment. So make sure even as you talk about opportunities, you speak in a way that demonstrates that you understand you are a part of a bigger team with a bigger goal, and the focus is not only on self. Very important, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So what I would say to you and anyone interested in interviewing for an executive office in Toastmasters Club 7178 is we are ready to welcome you. You already have what it takes to be an articulate communicator and leader just by your mere involvement in the Toastmasters program. You have already demonstrated to us your willingness and your capacity to learn, to receive feedback, and to put yourself in uncomfortable positions by doing one of the most uncomfortable things, which is public speaking. So you already have what it takes, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Do not shy away from this incredible opportunity of club leadership. We are looking forward to you being the next change agents of Club 7178. And we encourage you from now to understand your why. Know your platform. At one point in my past, I was in Miss Bahamas, and a very quick story is that everywhere we went, people would say to us, "What is your platform?" And without thinking, we had to be in a position to say convincingly what our platform was, why we chose the platform, and how we intended on executing. And so my final message to you today is know your platform. What is your why? Why do you want to do it? And how will you deliver on the objectives that you have set for yourself, but that the role calls for? I trust that these tips have been beneficial to you, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and look forward to hearing about the mounds of applications that are received to distinguished Toastmaster Bridget Straub for all of the viable and potential candidates for club office. Thank you.